Start recording. Recording has started. How about somebody on the web? Can the web hear me? Do I have any friends on the web? Because it says on the webcast there is 2,000 people. Hopefully somebody over there's got my number. Okay. Heck, we're good to go. Let me see, where are we at here? Okay, thank you. All righty. Today is March 16th, 2016. Welcome to the WINGIT call. Ow! Okay, got it. Oh, first things first. I was going to say I wasn't drinking today. I don't want to lie to you. I wasn't going to have anything because I was thought it was going to be one of them calls, but I don't think it's going to be one of them calls. So hold on here. Let me lubricate the vocal cords. Some people are drinking wine coolers already. I'm a bad influence on people already, I can tell. Okay, well, we're good to go. Where do I want to start? Today is One Question Wednesday. Got lots of information. Everybody has probably seen about some rates out there. Not going to say anything other than, oh my God. Hope you have your Pampers ready. I hope you have your Slim Fit Depends ready. And I hope you have your overlap Depends on, because it could go down today. Literally. Excuse me a minute. It could go down today. Let me say that again. There is great possibilities it could go down today. The only thing that's guaranteed in life is death and taxes. As I've said before, as long as it is taken for this reset to go on, 2 world wars have been fought, and came to a conclusion, and countries going about their business in the time frame that this has taken to come to fruition. But to all good things come to those who are patient and wait. Sometimes I like to say patience my ass. But all of this has brought a new insight to myself, has given me time to get prepared, and hope it has done the same for you. I did talk to Iko. Iko says, thank you very much for everything. He didn't retire because we were close. He retired because he's tired. And I can appreciate that. And I did pass on everything to him that you said. He said maybe he might run for president. He doesn't know yet. He's undecided because he's tired. Just wanted to put that out there. What else can I do? I don't know. A lot of people are asking if Joseph will be on the call. Don't know. Probably not. He's also a busy man. Things are that close. May not have a lot of intel people on because we're that close. And this could only, by the way, at the most, this is only going to be a 2-hour call today. My sweetie comes home early, and to all my Kansas group, we do know about that honeydew list, don't we? And putting a line in between each honeydew. Oh, hell, I'm country. I'll just tell you like it is. For all the men out there listening that have honeydew lists, I can tell you how to shorten the honeydew list. Oh, stop rolling off the couch laughing, country Kansas girl. Here it is. So you got 2 or 3 honeydews. So in between each honeydew, you scribe a line out to the side where you can write on it. Now, guys, listen closely. So it says, baby, I need you to honeydew this. Not a problem. Go out there and get it done. And then that line in between there, you just make sure you point it out to her. After that first honeydew, the second one is do honey. I want to repeat that again. The second line is do honey. So if you still have to do a honeydew after that, you do another honeydew. And right after that's do honey. I'm thinking that honeydew list is going to get real short. I know mine will. A little pick me up for the day. I know. Some of y'all are rolling your eyes back there, especially Appaloosa. She's probably rolling on the floor laughing right now. You know, just for grins and giggles, I'm going to unmute her line. Hello, Appaloosa. You are live. Are you done laughing yet?
I am done laughing. Yes, I am.
Is this sound psychology and good reasoning?
Indeed, it is. It is. It is.
Well,
but you know what, my friend? You need to do the disclaimer.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
You're
all right.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
This is a call that is everything is rumor and conjecture until you verify it. Get your own financial advisor. Seek your own financial advice. We are not that. We're not responsible for any decisions you make of anything you have heard on this call. Pardon me. And I think that should cover it. Oh, and anybody associated with the WINGIT call is not responsible for anything you do. There is a disclaimer on the WINGIT call website, which is thewingitcall.com, that also will further enforce what I'm talking about. So if I've missed anything, please see the disclaimer on thewingitcall.com. We don't have an email list. I'm not going to put you on an email list. I have Twitter and a call. That's it. That's the only way you're going to get notified. People were complaining. I try to be fair and impartial, and I want to explain my position about that. Some people are throwing me underneath the bus for Joseph coming in, and he's not quoting scripture and all that. We all need to have a change, because the way we are now, the way it's going, we need a change. And if his change is what he talks about brings change for the better, then I'm for that. I may not totally believe everything, but I'm for change. I don't know about you. So I've had several very pointed emails about how I need to kick him off the call and not bring him back on. It's kind of like saying the people that are writing the emails, I don't want you back on my call. But everybody has their own opinion, and that's what makes this call. Oh, my God, I've got like 12 text messages from different people. Uh-oh. Just a second. I think we have... okay, there we are. Oh, yes, I did. I said that. Just a minute. Okay. Where was I? Get sidetracked. Anyway, everybody has opinions, and everybody's entitled to it. Oh
hey,
my
Jerry.
gosh. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This is John, along that line. And if there's anybody out there that, or out here that will quote Scripture, it's me, because it's where I live. But at the same time, I know that there are some people that quoting Scripture is like trying to read a Greek dictionary to them, because they can hear it, they understand every word you say, but they don't understand what it says and what it means. So sometimes you have to speak in a language that somebody can understand. And quoting the Scripture is wonderful, but at the same time, you know, kind of like what you said, you got to approach people at a level where they can hear what you're saying. So anyway, I just chiming in there with you.
Thank you, sir. Art Meister, do you have anything you'd like to bring in? I'm just trying to kill a little time here. The call's not going to be too terribly long. I'm kind of spitballing here.
Killing time? No, don't kill it. We need it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I used to, years ago, belong to a network marketing company. This was way back in the 1970s, and one of the speakers was the vice president of that particular corporation, and a fantastic speaker. And when he was going to speak, everybody listened. You know, like when E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens. Well, he used to have a saying that, he said, but somebody tells you, well, I don't have any time. He says, tell them, well, there is no more time, but give me more of you. In other words, everybody's got the same time during the day. Just put more of you into that time. That's all. So don't kill it. Don't kill it, whatever you do, or Jerry, I'll tell you. No, I don't. As far as intel goes, there's no more to get, really. I mean, we're there and just waiting for what we're looking for to tell us what to do and when to do and why to do it and all that good stuff. I think everybody needs now to be just preparing to go and do their exchanges and know what they're going to do immediately. You know, how they're going to conduct themselves during that exchange, interview, whatever you want to call it, or the process. And none of us know for sure what that's going to entail until we get there. But just like the Boy Scout model now, be prepared. And that's about the only advice I've got. You know, I'm giving that to myself as well. So just anxious to get there and do it and get on with their lives and do a lot of things, help a lot of people, and build some generational wealth for the family, for those who have big families like I do. And just that's about it, really. And we're down to it now. And so that's the only advice I've got for today. Everything's just looking good. How about that?
Perfect.
Did I kill enough time?
No, well, we're going to talk about a little bit more here. Be flexible like a gymnast. Don't be like a weightlifter. Do not be, set in stone about how you're going to be when you walk in there. Be flexible. Mm-hmm. As I said at the beginning of the call, you've heard about some of the rates out there, some of the, oh my God. That's why you need to get your affairs in order, get your plan ready. We're just going to go over a few things today. We're not going to talk about dates and rates. We're there. We're not going to talk about an NDA. Don't know anything about that. We're going to talk about how are you prepared today? How are you going to get prepared? And I want to say this. I got an email a while back about my code word, and I apologize to the people. I'm not trying to be offensive. And it's just because we're all going to be so happy. It's just a code word, and I apologize. I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings. How else can I put this? It's just my deepest apologies, and I hope you can forgive me. But it just seems to fit, and there's no intentions behind it. So we're going to go in from there. When this goes down, I don't know if there's going to be 800 numbers or not. It's one of those flexible things. I think it would be foolish on their part not to have some form of way to contact them to set an appointment, because it'd be like bum rushing the bank, and then that would definitely be an oh my God moment. So there has to be some form of civility, so you get an appointment, go in and act accordingly. Don't walk in with your arms in the air hollering, "Jerry Maguire says show me the money." Please don't do that. I don't want them. I don't want the black SUV showing up at my house going, "Look what you started, and you're going to jail." But it wasn't me. We don't care. You said it on a call. Please don't do that. Act accordingly. Dress accordingly. No flip-flops. No high heels unless you're dressed appropriately. And I'm talking about the men also. No real short shorts, no. And some of us guys, we have Dunlop disease. Bless our hearts, we've earned it though. I know I've earned mine. My belly has Dunlopped over my belt just a touch, a tad, not a whole lot. What else? Don't panic about getting your funds protected before you go in, because you're going to have a little bit of time to set up a trust or some type of vehicle to get your protection. We don't know if it's going to be asset backed when it comes out. We have heard that. We've discussed putting our money into the yuan if it's not asset backed, because you can kind of get a little extra, by putting into that, and then at RV going asset back, so it'll go from like 6-to-1 to 1-to-1. We've discussed that. Hold on. What else? Art, I'm missing something here. Help me out.
Oh, well, yeah, it depends. Some people are not going to have any entities before they go in. Some are. Depends whether you have a trust or some other form of entity already made. You don't necessarily have to, I guess. I know, of course, the one might defer taxes, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. I've got an LLC in Nevada. Frankly, myself, I think I'm just gifting my currency I already have a form to gift it to the LLC, and just exchanging the EIN number in the name of the LLC. And as I say, it's in Nevada, even though I live in Tennessee, where there are no state income taxes. So I'm not doing it for that reason. I'm doing it for the other Nevada protections that you might have, which are some. Corporate taxes are less, for example. But we'll have a lot of other entities throughout the time, foundations and other trusts, and to build with a lot of children and grandchildren. I want to build a generational type thing. So for those out there that maybe have a lot of family that want to do something like that generational type thing, you'll need a lot of help with that. You're going to have to hire a lot of people, really. If the rates are as high as we're hearing some might be, why, golly, you're not going to do this yourself. I can guarantee you that. Nobody's probably in any of these calls smart enough, I don't think, to do it themselves with the kind of money we're talking about. So you're going to need probably several accountants, attorneys, and various types of, and you need to find some that are really, really good and get some recommendations for some of the others. And it's going to take a little while maybe to build that team, but you want to have the right people giving you the right advice so you can not only keep the money, but disperse it accordingly as you have to. If you're going to give a lot of money away, make sure you have the proper foundations set up to do so, which is where you protect yourself from any taxes and foundations as long as you're giving that money away. That's, I know, part of the deal, and I'm not that familiar with most all that stuff, actually. But that's what I intend to do, is just make sure I'm well protected, make sure your family's well protected, and security-wise, and make yourself, just own everything, or own nothing, rather, and control everything but don't own anything, and that's what professionals will do, is set you up with those type of entities where you can make the decisions, but you don't own your car, you don't own your house, you don't own anything, and you want to go dark, so to speak, and have, an email addresses that are protected, totally encrypted. A lot of things to think about when you stop and think about it. Now it becomes a full-time job once we get into this, and before maybe for a lot of people it's just, you're just following this thing for years, and maybe you already have a job you're working, and for those retired like myself, my job is at my computer all these years, and following the intel, as you all know, I've done that for quite a few years, but I'm really looking forward to getting away from this computer and getting out and helping a lot of people and setting up all these things and taking a lot of vacations and doing the things you never could do before. But it takes a lot of planning to do all this stuff, and making sure it's done right is the key, so that you never touch your principal and live off interest money on everything you do. And it's a challenge, a lot of this stuff, but heck, I think it's going to be a lot of fun doing a lot of stuff now, But like Jerry was just saying, just make sure when you go in, I'd wear a suit and a tie. Frankly, myself, that's what I intend to do, and look professional and act professional, and don't ask any stupid questions, and just ask the right ones. But just find out, kind of like you're the one that's going to leave the money into a certain amount of money in their banks, and so you want to make sure they tell you what they're going to do for you, but make sure you have a good plan as to what you want them to do for you and what you plan to do with this money, because we've been told that if you don't have a plan for the use of the money, and if we're talking multi-millions or billions or whatever it might be, they may wonder, well, why would you even come in here to have billions of dollars if you don't have no plan for it? It'd be kind of crazy for us to give it to you, so you never know what might happen. So I'd say have something written at least. I don't have a particular humanitarian project where I've got numbers and dollars, but I got several pages of many things we're going to do with that money to help an awful lot of people and charitable places and so forth. And I've got a written plan. At least I'll know that you got something planned, and I think that's going to be extremely important from what we've been told. And we've also been told they're not going to give us an awful lot of time. You make a second visit to a wealth manager would be where more time would be spent. They're saying maybe 20, 30 minutes in and out to get you, for them to establish your accounts, maybe get your black card or whatever they're going to give you, and then set an appointment with the wealth managers, for the next time around. So there's a lot of things to think about. But I'd say be relaxed, calm, cool, collected, relaxed, and just talk to the person like when you get in there. I've been kind of like John always likes, been talking to people in his business. So have I. I've been in sales for all my life and had to go meet a lot of people and talk to a lot of people. So kind of used to doing that sort of thing. But I too have to make sure I don't make any mistakes when you're talking about this kind of money. So just a lot of things to think about, but don't let anything shake you up or be scared of anything. For those of you who are listening who maybe never had to deal with the public or talking a lot or talking to people in a one-to-one situation, just be calm, cool, and collected, and hey, they're just like us, They put their pants on the same way we do, and their shirts on the same way we do, and they're just doing their job, and you're going in there to make sure they do their job for you and whatnot. So I don't want to talk too long here, but that's just the way what I've learned over listening on these calls for the last several years is, and I've learned a lot more than that, of course, but been quite an experience, I'll say that, one like I've never had in my life before. So, and we're coming to the conclusion of part one, and then we're going into part two. So that's about it.
Thank you, Art. Appreciate it. So we're going to get to our first caller. I believe this is our New Zealand caller, so just get ready. I'll be with you in just a second. So let's go over the checklist. Okay, if we have time. So the checklist. You walk in the door. First thing you do when you sit down, request oxygen. I'm sure they're going to have oxygen there. or some type of medical aid, oxygen. Then after you have your oxygen on or your oxygen mask, say, show me the rates. Pass out, wake up, inhale, do it again. Then have your list of questions written down. First off, after they do your exchange, your question number one is, if it is asset backed, the quickest way to find out is if the yuan is 1-to-1. If it's 6.5 or 6-to-1, 6 yuan to $1, then you know it's still fiat to fiat. This is the best indicator out there. It's the quickest way to protect your money. Say, can I get it moved over? During this exchange, they're probably going to say no. Next question is, can I see a wealth manager like yesterday? And gauge your response and what you want to do accordingly. This is your check. Get your checklist down, but these are the important things. Here's my checklist after I walk out of my exchange. Not poop myself. I've probably already done that. Protection. Most major cities will have what they call an executive service. What that means is you can go in there, you can have a phone number, a conference room, a secretary that answers the phone, because this is set up, in some major high rise. They can answer the phone for you, check your mail, check your email. And this gives you an address that everything goes to, and I don't care where you're at in the world, you can have it sent there, or you can have, another executive service in another city or another country. They're all out there, and they want to do that for you. Excuse me. That is the most important thing, to protect yourself. Get everything out of your name. You have a new address. You're in some type of vehicle. With my trust, everything is there already, and it's all going to that address. I've already got one selected in my city, and all my business is going through there. Second, if you've got a lot after you exchange and you're a multi-millionaire, billionaire, select you an attorney or an attorney firm. Get your name printed on the card and get their phone numbers printed on the card. Anybody ask you for anything? Say, can we get in contact with you? Absolutely. Here's my phone number. Here's my business card. You don't have to worry about people contacting you. Some people cannot do this, but move out of the area. Move to a new area, at least 50, 60 miles away. Because then if you're in a new area and you come in doing things, it's just business as usual for the people there, other than, oh, he's got a little bit of money. Not that you're a new millionaire, billionaire, or gazillionaire. It's different. They've never seen you before. Checklist. Everything goes to your executive service. They can accept mail. They can accept packages. They can ship packages for you and take messages. It's an executive secretary, costs you $200, $250 a month. You want to have a business meeting somewhere? There you go. Well, come see me at my office. You call the executive service, you set up, hey, I need a conference room for 5 or 10 people at such and such a time. I'll say, yes, sir, it's available. That way you're not doing business at your house. If you want to buy something flashy, try to be low-key about it. Unless you're in New York City, you know how that goes. So, New Zealand. Come on,
yes, sir.
Come on down. You are up. It is your turn. Well, I've talked enough.
Well, I found what you had to say, very sage advice. So that's the first thing I'd like to say. The second is that I thought Art was very on spot too with his comments. I guess there's an old saying that the subconscious has no sense of humor. Whatever you verbalize and say out loud, your subconscious will manifest. And I think it's very important that people talk to themselves verbally out loud so that they can have a subconscious mindset that ultimately, even though I think even the most confident of us will have a bit of nerves when we first go into this thing. I know the first time I talked to a bank, the first time I went in, I was nervous. The second time, I wasn't as nervous. And each subsequent visit I made to a bank and inquiring about foreign currencies and so forth, it was easier. And I was less anxious about it because I felt more confident. And there were times where I felt like I was educating the person that I was talking to instead of looking for information. But I guess the long and short of it is that if we all understand that there is a divine blessing in this whole thing, and that our abilities to do and be the most that we can be in a positive way is something that we need to reinforce to ourselves, and realize that the more in control we stay, the better we will be able to help those who will benefit from our benevolence. And I don't know. That was just the first thoughts as I listened to you and Art talk that seemed to be very poignant, and hopefully this might help somebody who starts to feel that. On maybe a more medical note, if you feel yourself starting to sweat and getting lightheaded and so forth, there's a thing called a vasovagal reaction, and what that is your body's trying to tell you that things are a little out of control, and it's going to bring you back right here in a minute or two, and you may have to put your head down between your legs and just breathe through your nose and let it pass. But it doesn't last usually more than a minute or so, and then you'll come back right and be calmer at the end of it. So whatever does happen, just remember that you're the valuable pawn in the room, and so ultimately everything is to try to help you and benefit you in the long run. So I guess that's the first thing. My question, I think, is involved with the purpose of this, because I was listening this morning to a banking informational message, and it was talking about the derivatives and everything else. But if I understand this right, and this is what I'd like your opinion and Art's opinion on it, is maybe one of the purposes of this is to kind of reset the credit globally, so that the banking systems are brought into line, and more importantly, that government solvency is something that is going to be addressed via this reset. I think that's what that would be my one question Wednesday.
Art, that sounds like a question for you. I'm that's over my head.
We've heard, I'm probably over mine too, we've heard so many things about derivatives that they absolutely have been taken care of according to our intel people, and other people say no, they haven't, and other people say yes, they have, that China took care of them, and so we don't know for sure, really. If you pull up on each bank, if you go there and pull up the information on them, their assets, liabilities, and all, they're probably going to show derivatives on there, I imagine. And if they do, and they've been taken care of, then why would they still be on there? That would be my first question. But we just heard they were taken care of, so none of us really know the answer to that question. Many people have been concerned about bail-ins. That's been brought up, that once you put your money there, why they could bail in your money according to the latest laws that are passed. But you would think that with all the money they're going to have in these banks, we're going to leave a lot of it there, maybe they'll tell you, well, we'll give you a better rate if you leave X numbers of dollars here for so many years, and if you choose to do that, why, that means a lot of banks are going to have a lot of money to use to earn money, and therefore they can pay you a higher rate of interest. And I don't know why they need to do a bail-in if they become healthier and healthier. Now, all these banks are supposedly owned by China now, too, and And we don't know every fact on all of that. We're just hearing bits and pieces as we go, and so we're not experts on that for sure. And so I wouldn't want to say anything for sure one way or another whether derivatives have or have not been taken care of. But we are told that everything is coming out asset-backed and gold-backed. And we're told that's an absolute fact. So you don't have to worry about that part. And we're supposed to be able to get new money when you leave the exchange. They said you can get up to $7,500 they're talking about, and you should be able to get that in new U.S. Notes as well, we've been told. I walked into a Regions Bank yesterday, and one of my accounts is, and a young fellow there asked him if he knew anything about the new money. He said, "What new money?" I said, "You don't have any new money yet here?" He said, "It's supposed to be rainbow currency." And he said, "No." He said, "I haven't seen." I said, "Do you think you got any big boxes back there in the vault, maybe to label 'Do Not Touch,' and you'll be prosecuted?" I mean, he said, "No." He just laughed. And now they may have that there, just waiting for the word to put it out. And unless all banks don't have it, we heard all banks and ATMs were being loaded with it, and so you hear so many things, but you don't know for sure on anything until I guess the time comes. But supposedly there are the U.S. notes out there, and eventually all the green ones we got now will be taken in and destroyed, and until it'll take 6 months to a year, I guess, for all that to happen. But as far as derivatives, like I say, we've been told they've been taken care of, and they said there's some things coming down the road that'll help all these situations too, and we don't know exactly what that is and when exactly these things are going to happen. And you hear so much, and you got a lot of them are half truths, and we put it out there and then it don't become true, and that's the sad part of being an intel person, and you look foolish after you put a lot of stuff out and they say, "Well, that never came true. My God, they didn't know what they were talking about." Well, we just give out information we get from other people, and they get it from other people, and there's a lot of misinformation campaigns out there. That's the sad part of everything. That what they've done in the last several years with misinformation is I think it's terrible, frankly, but is what it is, and now we're on top of it, and we think today is the day, and certainly this month, if not today, but today's sounding pretty strong, and so you just got to be careful, I guess, when you go in there. And I understand that they will insure all the money we have in there. We've been told that. I don't know whether you have to ask for that or whether that'll be part of the deal, or it probably depends if you're going to leave X numbers of dollars in there, if they'll take care of making sure I get everything in writing. Anything you're told, you better get in writing, though, to make sure that it will be, so you can take it to an attorney if it don't happen. When it comes to insuring all your money, that's extremely important. So there's a lot of things we just don't know until we go there. That's what I'm saying. So we're kind of all in the same boat. We know some things, but we don't know a whole lot of things, and we're going to be learning. We're always learning, but we're really going to be learning in this deal, I'll tell you. So I hope that helps.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Jerry, if I might, a part B to that, do you think they would allow us to record the session so that just for clarity and for ultimately to be able to review back the conversation?
Well, I know I am. I'm going to be very upfront about it. Going to slap my recorder on the table and say, just for prosperity purposes, when I'm old and gone, Grandpa did this. Uh-oh.
Right. Oh, that was my phone ringing. I apologize for that. But yeah, that's good to know that you're planning on doing that too, because I mean most smartphones have a recorder on it, so you can record the conversation, and that made sense to me. So, but I'd like to do that, and I guess I'd just like to end it by saying, Jerry, I appreciate what you and Art have done and are doing, and also realized, I guess, for folks to know that when you're passing along information, all you can do is take it for what it's worth, and then ultimately, whether it proves to be valid or not, time will tell that, as Ray says. But the idea that it's up to us to think it through and decide, and if you don't know, you don't know, but don't curse what you don't know. Just stay confident with what you do know. So I guess I appreciate your time and taking my call, and I sure look forward to coming home.
Thank you, sir, and
thank you.
When you go in there to the dealership, tell them you want a Texas Cadillac. I'm trying to start a new trend here. We'll see how far that goes.
F-650. I've already thought about that.
Well, there you go. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. You bet. Cheers.
So, Blessing, you need to mute out there. So let us see who our next one is. My next victim is Washington MD 301. Come on down. Jan, Washington, probably not the city.
Hello. Hello.
How you
How
doing?
Are you?
Miracle Queen, what are you doing?
I'm sitting here waiting to ask a question.
Ask your question.
I was on a call, and I don't understand, but it said that if you put your money in an interest-bearing account, you'd have to pay taxes. But if it was not in...
I'm sorry, honey, I can't answer that because nobody knows at this time.
Okay.
I can.
Right.
I can answer that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because this is my friend, Miracle Queen. This is a blessing, Miracle Queen.
Hi, darling. How are you?
I'm really good. And I was on the same call, and what they were meaning was whenever you have money in an account and you gain interest from it, only the interest is taxed. Okay?
Right.
So what you earn will be taxed because it's income. And by the way, I am not a tax professional. I don't play one on TV, but I do know that much.
I understand what you mean.
So no worries. It won't make all your money taxable if it's not taxable. Only what you earn as interest.
Only what the interest. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Thank you very much.
Love you.
And you all have a blessed day.
All right, Miracle Queen.
Bye-bye.
Hey.
Yes.
Now, when you get there, what's your checklist, sweetie? Oxygen?
My husband has the checklist.
Okay. So when you walk in, are you going to have your oxygen with you? Because I know I am. Because when they start showing me the rates, I'm probably going to get lightheaded and pass out before they can even talk to me.
I got my breathing machine with me.
Well, there you go. All right, sweetie. Have a good day.
All right. God bless.
And our next person, it says B as name only on the web. I'm getting ready to unmute you. B on the web. Come on down.
Yeah, thank you much. Appreciate taking the call. Question, when this thing finally does happen, is there any way that on your site you're going to be listing how to get in touch with different organizations or anything like that to where we can do humanitarian projects?
No. I do not want to be responsible for that. I'm just going to say with the code word that it's time to start looking for, if there's 800 numbers, I'll give the code word and I'll say 800 numbers available, but as to giving them out, I don't want that responsibility because I don't want to be responsible for giving out a wrong number. I hope you understand.
No, I understand that part, but I'm talking about after this is done. We've already been to the bank. Everything's done. Like Bruce on the big call, he's doing a bunch of stuff. The Landa people, they're doing a bunch of stuff. Is by any chance are you going to be putting together any kind of that kind of information to where we just go to your site and we go, okay, we can contact these people, these people, these people?
There is that possibility, no guarantee, but the site will be up post RV. We'll even do a call post RV. I'm just not sure when, and just keep following me on Twitter. That's the quickest way I can get the notification out to people, and then putting a notification on the website. So that's the only two ways I know how to get the information out.
Okay, I was just curious because I want to do work with vets. And I've heard sometimes it's better just to work with an already established setup than it is to try to create a new mousetrap.
Correct. And I know several people that already have a good business plan for that. And that brought up something. Thank you for that. Thank you, sir. Is that all?
Thank you.
All right. So when you go in and you see the rates, they're going to be great to begin with. But have your lip service isn't going to cut it this time when you're talking to the exchanger or your wealth manager about what you want to do. Have it on paper. I've got mine down, and I'm getting ready to add a little bit more to it so they can see what's going on in my brain. Because I've heard tell that if they happen to give you a little extra, it's not just here you go and walk away. There's a great possibility they're going to be checking on you. And there's a great possibility, and this is just rumor, conjecture, whatever you want to call it, that if you're not doing what you're supposed to, they could take you to task and say, give the money back. So something to think about. You know, all that extra money, oh yeah, instead of $1, I get $2. You know, and I'm just pick a currency. That's a lot of money. So if you can't use it, you could lose it. There's the short redneck version. Be responsible. Think of us as a business, because this is exactly what it is. You're operating you're a philanthropist, and your daily goal is to give away not the farm, but the good for humanity. Like myself, I can see the projects. I'm going to task people to do what needs to be done, and I'm going to check on them. But as to be a micromanager, that's not me. I'm going to look at the bigger picture, and if they're not doing what they're supposed to, I'm sorry, get out of the pool. You're done. And I'm going to find another lifeguard to watch over my projects. So short of the long story is, if you're asking for that kind of money, have a plan written down best you can, because then you're going to be responsible, and they are going to check on you. That's just my opinion. Okay, phone's blowing up. I've done something again. Let me see. Oh yeah, get off Facebook. That's the most keystroke intrusive. Gmail is intrusive. That's why you want to get away from all that. Yeah, new email. No, not a P.O. box. A passport will work. Not a P.O. box. I just talked about that. Get you an executive service. Even if you're in the middle of nowhere, go to a major city, you know, wherever you exchange that, because you're probably going to be in a major city and they're going to have it in executive service. Not a P.O. box, because you have to go there and check it. I know. Let's see, what else? Well, that's it. On to the next one. I'm going to Sedona, Arizona. Let me get you unmuted. 928, come on down.
Hi.
Yes.
I've never spoken to you, Jerry, and I appreciate you taking my call. I do know Art. It's been a long time. It's Taylor from Sedona. How are you? Art, are you there?
Art, you've been called
yes,
out.
Yes, I am. I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to say hi. It's been a long time since I spoke to you. And I don't have a question about money or exchanges. I'm thinking more of questions in Iraq. For instance, is Maliki still hanging around with his goons?
Jerry, you know the answer to that. I don't know. Man, he was supposed to be gone, and then all of a sudden they talk like he's still there. And if this happens today, we don't care one way or another. You know where he
That's
is.
True.
That's the way I look at it.
Is the body still supported by Sadar and Sistani?
We don't know that for sure neither, I guess.
Has he finished the reform?
I believe they made a statement, didn't they? We said they made a statement. The body made an announcement that they had.
Oh, good. Okay. And is Missoula, is that in clean shape, or their ISIS is still involved?
I heard a couple different things on that. We heard one that they hadn't taken care of it yet. We heard another. I just read out of one of the chat rooms today that it was already taken care of a couple of weeks ago. They just haven't announced it yet, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows? It's hard for any of us to count on anything, but we will find out. It's going to be very soon. So I thank you both for your time and all the valuable information that you impart. Thanks a million. Have a blessed day, and I hope it happens today.
Right.
Okay? All right. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. See, Art, you can't go anywhere without somebody knowing you.
Jeez, you have to.
Yeah. Art is a rock star. We all know that.
Oh,
we know that, Jerry.
Guys, everybody listening out there, these guys just try to give me a big head, and I don't have a big head, I can assure you. So I just take it all with a grain of salt and just do what I like to do, talk to people, bring information in, which I've been doing for a few years now. And I'm like everybody else, so, hey, I want to get down to the exchange center and take care of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take another caller, 619. John, come on down.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you for taking my call. My question was more if I could get an opinion from you, gentlemen. Me and my best friend, we're both sadly single, and wondering if what your opinion was on going to each other's exchange appointment, if it's allowed, moral support, maybe if there's a complicated decision to make at that time. We don't mind signing NDAs, by the way, each other if we need to.
I don't see an issue there because it's just, two heads are better than one.
Well,
moral
yes.
support.
Yes, that's kind of what I was getting for. I didn't know whether they would, I obviously know to ask, when I call for the 800. I guess I should either ask or maybe just inform that somebody was coming with me. So I just wanted your feedback.
That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Let's see. Next, we're going to, come on, screen is slow today. Steve in Arlington, Texas. Come on down.
Jerry, how you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I listened to Bruce's call last night, and of course, everybody's waiting for this thing to pop today. And on the Wisdom Forum, Tank was talking about that, Wells Fargo had a 5-hour meeting kind of nationally, and that, everybody's anticipating something after this meeting. And I was just wanting to see what Art's feedback on, of course, we've expected this thing every day this week. What's different in his mind about this thing popping today versus, next day or two or next week or so.
Well, I can handle that, Art. Yes,
ahead.
heard about that. Hoping so. What you're hearing, we're hearing the same thing, and that's all I can elaborate on that. Get your pre-fit depends ready.
Well, I think one of the things on the call last night was that, of course, Iraq has announced they're fully international, which was 2 days ago, and that Iran was going to be fully international by the 18th of this month, which is obviously Friday. Is that what you guys are hearing?
Who's going to be international on Friday?
They're going to do an RI, Iran in. That's what said. That's what was on the Bruce's call last night.
Well, my apologies. I didn't listen to Bruce's call last night. I was doing the wife thing. I'm hoping.
No problem.
I'm hoping if they do an RI, well, hell, I think that's 3-something. So, and besides, Iran has signed a treaty that we've heard, rumor, that they're not going to go before Iraq because they're trading partners. And for one to come out before the other, for Iran to come out before Iraq, would be a slap in their brother's face, and it would only take minutes or hours for there to be a serious trade imbalance and somebody to game the system. So, something to think about.
Is Art hearing that too? I guess.
Yes, I'm answering for Art. Yes.
That's right. Yep. We all heard the same stuff.
Okay. So, really, I guess my point is that, obviously we get numb to the fact that it's going to happen, every day or every week. But there are some substantial different things that maybe you guys don't want to talk about that makes this go time. Is that right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Thank you,
well,
sir.
obviously, I appreciate Jerry the call, and I'd love to, after the RV, maybe hook up in the Metplex and have a blue moon with you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye. So if you want to ask a question, *2, please, to raise your hand. And then it's *2 to put it down. And let me see. I think I know who this is. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 918.
Yes.
Come on down.
Thank you for. Yes. Hi guys. How you doing?
Good. Try to make it nothing real. Don't work the gray areas too much, or the hot topics, because we can't answer those. So how can I help you? I know, because I know your number, and I know you have good questions, and you know where we stand at.
Okay, and I'm going to try really to stay within the guidelines of your call today. You said be prepared, and I'm just calling because at this late stage in the game, I don't think I'm prepared, and maybe y'all could help me. When I first got in...
Go ahead.
Hello? When I first got into this and bought this currency, and maybe this would be a question for Art, I bought the currency. When I bought the currency, did I buy also a new government and new laws? That's my question.
I don't think so. But Art, if you want to take a whirl at that.
Say that.
Well, no. When you bought the currency, and when I bought the currency, when Jerry bought the currency, and everybody else, you just bought currency from a dealer or bank or wherever you got it from in anticipation that someday it's going to revalue to a higher rate, and had nothing to do with buying a new government or anything else. Nothing whatsoever to do with that.
Okay. That I totally agree with. So in trying to get prepared post-RV, you all tell me, what's all this New Republic stuff about? I don't get it.
We're not talking about that. I said at the beginning of the call. We're not talking about the Republic. Yeah, I'm sorry. Remember at the beginning of the call?
All right, I just was trying to be prepared, but my questions are good, and you said that.
Yes, but I also said at the beginning of the call, no Republic.
I understand. My question to you is, why do you not want to go there?
It's not time.
Because it's too controversial. That's not what the call's about.
That's right.
People need to be ready if this is happening. All I'm saying is, if I bought the currency and this was a part of it, it's time.
Yeah, it
sir.
wasn't part of it. That's the thing. It has nothing to do with the Republic. The currency's got nothing to do with the Republic whatsoever. That's the end of that issue.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Appreciate everything. Well, let's see. And I want to say this. This is the first time that I've ever muted somebody, because after saying we're not talking about it, and my apologies. I hope you're not upset, but we said we're going to talk about it. I try to be neutral here, and I try to stay within the, what we set down at the beginning of the call. So here's somebody else. All right. I got to prepare myself for this one. Come on down, Kansas girl. I can hear it already.
Hello. Hi, Pastor. Hello, Art. Hi, Jerry.
Hello.
Thank you for taking my call.
Hello.
Hello. I appreciated what Art had to say earlier about protection and just some of the things that he shared, and I wanted to share a couple of things about that, if that's okay with you, Jerry.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I was reading the text.
Okay, no, that's fine. And a couple of years ago, even Tony and Ray put out a whole list of what we need to do to prepare to go to the bank. Things like, they said P.O. box at that time, and then they talked about, and I know that Jerry just mentioned this too. They mentioned getting off of all social media and our new phones with VPN. So
Kansas
VPN
girl, hold on just a second. Philip, please mute your phone on your end, and I'll call you when you're up.
It's muted.
Okay, thank you, because we hear the beep going on like it's being recorded. I'm going to go ahead and mute you because it's beeping on this end. I'll unmute you here in a minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kansas girl.
Thank you. There was, they mentioned the 2 photo IDs that we needed to go in with, and that's so important. There's a lot of people on this call, and some of them are brand new, and there are some real basic things that we need. And I was thinking, I've got a few listed here, but maybe some of the other people on the call will remember some of the other things that were mentioned besides getting off of all social media. And, like Facebook and things like that, even Twitter accounts and things of that nature, too. And my understanding, gentlemen, is that there are people that you can hire to take you off of everything off of the net. And do you know anything about that, Art or Pastor?
I do, and I'm going to take full advantage of it.
Mhm. Yep, me too. And as far as encryption is concerned for, our mail, our email, and things. And I know you mentioned the executive service, and Jerry, I was doing something and didn't catch what you said about that. But I'm wondering, with executive services, is that real private? I mean, can we trust that they're going to, just keep our personal information private?
That's their business. You can, if you want, you can get, if you got enough money, you can get your own executive service and say, here, you're going to get somebody to answer the phone for you. But the thing is you got to think about this. Even though you're paying somebody, if they're not doing a lot of work, they get bored. A bored person has time to do things you may not want to. So the executive service, I call it your basic stuff, because the real private stuff, you're going to have somebody calling your private phone, your private email address that only you will have access to, but the general people want to talk to you. Here's my business card. Here's my phone number, my email address, my address, and phone numbers. And the phone numbers are, one goes to the executive service, and the other one goes to your attorneys. Contact them.
I'm going to check into that a little more. I had not thought of that one, so I really appreciate you sharing sharing that today, too. You know, my husband brought up something that I wanted to mention, too, that I thought was really good and that we are going to do, and that is we're going to get our own personal physician. And we are then going to...
doctors. Yes, ma'am.
And our own physician, and we will then have all of our medical records to him and nowhere else. No one else needs any of that information on our medical records. And so that's going to be a big place for us too. We're going to get our own physician that will, we will never have to go to a hospital again. What?
Not unless you
really.
got to be operated on. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And that can be very select. We can be very selective about that too. And so I'm going to do that. I'm getting me we're going to do that one for sure. So I thought that was a real good idea. Just a little more security.
And some people, and I know that you're in the song along the same lines as pastor, so forgive me, Lord, for what I'm about to say, but some people think that I need my own proctologist because of just who I am, and you know how that goes. Yeah, I know.
Jerry, I know. Less is definitely more.
Let's not even go there.
And you know, when I mentioned that to you about less being more, I was really talking about when we go to the bank. You know, sometimes when, we're real nervous, like Art was saying and Pastor was saying, we're all just kind of anxious as we go in there. I'm definitely thinking about taking something to calm me down, but that we would just let them go for it. Let them say all that they need to say. Of course, we have things that we need to say, but sometimes less is more. So sometimes they will reveal things that we need to know just in making our own comments and our own, getting the information that we need in order to negotiate with them properly. So anyway, that's just it. We're big on protection around here. We're talking about all kinds of things to protect us, and even going to the bank. I mean, we've even discussed, and I think Tony and Ray did too, about at one point someone made a comment about even renting a car to go to the bank so you wouldn't have your tag number on there when you go to and from the bank. And that type of thing. So
black car service. Go to some city that, Yes.
So
we're here. Go ahead. Hello.
Hey, Jerry, I just came back on the call.
Okay. Yep, we're here. Thank you, Kansas gal.
Okay. Yep. I will mute out right now. Star 2. Thank you.
Thank you. And up next is my favorite E.T. phone home. Hello.
Hello. Bonjour, Jerry.
Bonjour, E.T. How are you, sweetie?
Okay. I'm doing real good. I was just wanting to say hello and to you and Art and to everybody. And I was thinking about the moments and how blessed we are, and I'm just going to read a short poem. It's about dedication of this moment. And it's just, we don't want this moment to slip away. And it says, normal day, let me be aware of the treasure you are. Let me not pass you by in the quietness of some rare and perfect tomorrow. Let me hold this moment while I may, for it may not always be so. One day I shall dig my nails into the earth, or bury my face in a pillow, or stretch myself taut, or raise my hands to the sky, and want more and more than all the world this moment to return. So I thought it was a good poem about enjoying our moments today, to be prepared to just enjoy right now, like listening to you, gathering our thoughts, just being in calm, and just so we can go in there and march with a soul full of love in our hearts. And I just thought it was very appropriate for our moments right now, not to be anxious, but to be in full acceptance, because this is the only moment we have. And when we go to the banks, there won't be another chance. And it just, we don't want to wish we could repeat that return. So I just wanted to share that with you and everybody.
And that's why I love my ET.
Did I just appreciate your calls and Art too, bonjour to Art and to everybody that's listening, because really life is a gift and we are all the gifts in the life. And it's just, I'm so appreciative and so blessed to have met all of you. To have gained all this is a huge blessing, plus to have our blessing to help the whole world. That's all I wanted to share. Just blessings in the namaste to everybody. And bless your dear heart, Jerry. I love you, and you know it.
Oh, absolutely. We will be, how can I say this? Girlfriend, we're going to be hooking up post-RV, so get your shoes ready.
I do. They're ready. My boots are on the ground.
All right.
Thank
you, sweetie. Bye.
Bye.
That is my personal ET phone home. Take me away. Let's see. Our next one. Wait a minute. Down there with the hot-blooded Latino women. And you know, those string bikinis. You're on, sir. Go ahead.
And once again, with the thank you to Jerry McGuire, coming out to you guys from 78-degree weather today. Not a cloud in the sky.
If you got your toes in the sand, go ahead and hang up. I don't want to talk to you.
Well, listen, we're not there yet, but I'm 5 minutes from the beach and I'm on my way. However, last night I did get wind that we were in a 48-hour window from my trade platform. Now, that's a little different from a currency exchange. But having said that, I wanted to say that today the precious metal markets have bid themselves up and the miners have gone green. Now, if you understand what that means, all of you folks that are in the space and line of a Trump currency that outdoes the petrodollar, we're on our way, kids. Jerry, I'm going to throw it back at you. I'm on my way to the beach.
Well, that wasn't very long, but I guess that was very informative. Thank you, Philip. Go dig your toes in the sand. Let's see who my next victim is. Let me mute you out. Hold on. I have to do something. I have to give a shout out to Scuba Steve and Perfect Child. That's to Scuba Steve and Perfect Child. How can I say this? Hey. There we go. All right. Norfolk, Virginia, 757. Come on down.
Hey, how you doing, Jerry?
Good. What's your question?
Yeah, I'm up the speakerphone. How you doing today?
Pretty good. It sounds pretty good. Give me your question.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry, man. I missed the very first part of your call. What is the new window? I'm just getting. What is the new window for us today? Is everything done?
Yeah, between now and Friday, because Iran is supposed to be joining the WTO Friday and be functional on the world stage with a tradable currency. I can't be any plainer than that.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Jerry. I like to say, man, I really enjoy your call. You give a lot of life to the call. I like your style, man. I appreciate it. You all do a wonderful job. And I'd like to say, today is our day. I feel it. Tomorrow morning, like I said, I'm going to throw on my BF overalls and my Depends. Give me a blue moon just for you, Jerry. Thanks for the call. Thanks.
You're welcome. And I got to say this. I'm so happy I've already got half of the bib unbuckled already, getting ready because when they do give me the totals, I'm going to be jumping out of something. That's for sure. I just hope that I don't show too much. So our next call, Sandusky, Ohio, 419. Come on down. And raise *2 if you want to ask a question. Raise your hand. It's *2. Charles. Me? Yes, sir. Yeah. Go ahead.
How you doing, bud?
Good.
Hey, I've heard that we hear that a body's supposed to make the announcement. That's all we hear. He's supposed to make the announcement, but we don't hear what announcement he's supposed to make because it's supposed to be a couple of them. So what if he's made announcements already? Which one did he make?
That they're instituting monetary reforms.
Okay. And did he make any announcements concerning his new cabinet yet?
Not that I know of.
Important?
But you also understand we're always a day or two behind, but we do know he has made the announcement that monetary reforms have been completed. Okay. They're not going to come right out and say, we're going to show you the money. They're going to, that's too easy.
Sure.
And besides, they speak in different ways over there, in which we are extremely familiar with. It's called politics.
Right. Okay. All right. I was just wondering about that, so I have to clarify on it. All right. Thanks a lot, bud.
You're welcome. It says Chattanooga, Tennessee. Area code is 423. Come on down.
Hello, Jerry. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Great. Appreciate your call. Appreciate having the best call and access to it, and we don't take it for granted. We just want you and Art and everybody else connected to know that. We really appreciate your time that you give us. One quick question or one quick concern that I have, and I hope I don't get the hammer dropped on me like the other guy did, but I just need for you and Art to help me connect the dots, if possible, where it comes to we are now in the Chinese government basically will now be in charge of our banking system. This is coming from the call of a week ago today with that had a lot of buzz for even up till now. But comments were made on that they have the oversight of our bank, if they can zero out our account and close it and things like this. Help me connect the dots and give me some confidence that we have nothing to fear with a country that we have become known or become comfortable with or accustomed to of China when we think of stealing our secrets and hacking our computers and things like this. Where has all this changed, or has it, or is there a new group from China running it? How can we be comfortable knowing that our money will be there when we want it to be there, when we're dealing with a country that we know has less than a stellar reputation when it comes to America? Just curious.
Well, that was a mouthful. Let me see if I can address some of it. First off, we have banking laws, and if everything is within this country, they don't want to bankrupt. You have 2 or 3 factions over in China. You have the political faction, the one you see on the TV and news, and then you have the behind the scenes faction. I'm going to have to mute you because there's some noise there. So, and you have you have the people behind the political scene in China, and they're the ones that want this to go through, because if our country goes to hell in a handbasket, it's not good for their economy either. Our economy, the U.S. economy, drives a lot of things. As consumers, we get a lot of stuff from China and overseas in Asia. if you look at the dry index, they ship a lot of stuff over here. And they haven't been shipping a lot of stuff because they don't want the FRN. They want that asset-backed dollar. So we can be well assured HSBC is yes, it's run by China, who owns Wells Fargo, a major portion of it. There's a lot more to go with that, but that's at a later date. But they want us to thrive and survive. That's why we're looking at these high rates. So I'm comfortable with what I know, and I'm sharing with everybody that my funds are going to be okay. And I hope that helps you out. Let me unmute you, and you can finish up your...
Well, that helps a lot, Jerry. I appreciate that. I knew I wasn't the only one out of several million holding dinar that maybe had that same concern. I appreciate that. Will that also give them the ability to control, to your or Art's understanding? Earlier today there was a comment made that when they look at something or look at what our plan may be, if that in fact works out, for humanitarian reasons, they will be in a position to dictate or to rule what we can be given or what we won't be given at the exchange. If we bought the currency, do they have the right to regulate what we ultimately will be entitled to, if more than controlled by the rate of exchange?
Forgive me. Please repeat that.
Earlier today on the call, there was a comment that depending on what they see or how things are presented at our time of exchange will dictate what they will or what they will not give us in the form of, U.S. dollars at the time of our exchange. Will that be dictated by the exchange rate that they may give us? How will that be determined? Or will that be a regulatory thing from the bank standpoint imposed on us depending on what we present for our plan at the time of exchange?
Art?
Well, the only thing we've heard, and we can't talk about rates themselves, we've been asked not to, but first of all, the Chinese elders and Asian elders are the Chinese we're talking about. It's not the Chinese government itself, and there's a big difference there. As far as we've been told, it depends how much you have is possibly getting a higher rate. If you have when you call the exchange number, we were told 2-3 months ago that they're going to ask you how much currency do you have, how much zim, how much dinar, how much dong, how much rial, whatever, and that would determine where they send you, because if you have a whole bunch of it, which turns into millions upon millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars, they're going to send you to someone who can handle that kind of money, the wealth manager who can handle large sums of money. If somebody calls in and has 250,000 dinar and that's all they've got, they might not get as large a rate. Number one, they'll be sent to somebody that's handling small change, like people, and you'd be sent to somebody that's handling multi-million-dollar accounts, let's say. And yes, they may give you a higher rate. They may ask you to leave a great deal of that money in there for a higher rate, and so that's why they say, why Ray's always said rates are negotiable. Negotiate when you go in there. So that's about all we can say about that. I mean, it's just you kind of have to use your own judgment when you get there, and just, if you don't ask, you don't get. If you ask for a real high rate, who knows, they may give it to you. If they can't, they'll tell you so. That's for sure.
I went ahead and muted him. Okay. Thank you, Art.
Yeah.
New Haven, Connecticut, 203. Come on down.
Hi there, this is Cynthia.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Still broke, but I'm prepared. I've got my go bag and my bib overalls hanging at the door, and I got my brogans all buffed up and ready. So, because I told I couldn't wear flip flops, darn it.
Well, I'm sure you'll look great because you sound great.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So first I want to thank you and everyone for all you do. I appreciate your hard work, your dedication, your study, your research, how you deliver the information with such care and thought, how you keep us on track. So I am very grateful for that. So here's my question. I haven't heard anyone ask this question. So I understand that there are as many as 6 million currency holders. And there are 550 exchange centers.
No,
so
there's 5,550 exchange centers.
5,550, thank you. So that's over 1 million exchangers per center.
No, that's only if you had 500. There's 5,000. And they're going to be, depending if you're in the Metroplex, a major city, they're going to be running 24/7. You're going to be surprised how fast you're in and out. This is not going to take weeks. It's going to take days.
So my concern is, regardless of how many bank personnel are available in each center, there's still going to be hundreds of people going in and out of these centers all hours of the day and night. Isn't that going to create suspicion, raise questions, traffic nightmares, security issues? Is this realistic?
I'm thinking, ma'am, that they've already got all those scenarios worked out. I guarantee you, they don't want issues. They don't want problems. They don't want notoriety. They want you in, they want you out, and they want you to have a happy life.
Okay,
I said on a previous call, I think it was the last one, say that you've got a square block building that you're going to. I don't believe for a second that they're not going to have people a couple blocks away just watching to see what's going on. Kind of like snipers. They don't sit around the home. No. They're out in front, scouts. And if there's a problem, they're going to take care of the problem. So I'm in a firm belief that we're going to be okay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I am calmed down, and I appreciate it. Keep up the good work. How do I lower my hand?
You've been drinking Blue Moon again? Is that why you're calm? Have you been having sedatives again?
I think I might need one. And like that other woman said, she might take something before she goes in. I think I might do the same.
Yeah, it's called, a good wine. Drink a nice glass of wine or a Blue Moon. That's why they call it a sedative. It just takes
just a little something to take the edge off, right? Well, thank you. Thanks so much. How do I lower my hand?
*2. Thank you, Art.
*2.
Have a good day. So somebody sent me a text, and I'm going to give it to everybody. So if you're at your computer, or you can go look at it later. On Dinar Chronicles, title of the story is Disclosures, Intel SITREP Report. Go read that, and it's going to help you out. Dinar Chronicles, title of the story is Disclosures, Intel SITREP Report. So let me see here. We've got about 20 minutes before this call is over. So we're going to go just letting everybody know.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that we were told a while back was when the exchange centers do open across the country, there are people, military people that are being sent to these to be there for security also. At one point, before the number of exchange centers got up to over 5,500, the word was like 9,000 military personnel that were going to be shipped around all over the country to them, which doesn't amount to maybe 2 per center maybe, but
still, and I'm sure they've thought this out completely as far as the security, like you said. So, just for FYI.
Thank you. Yeah, and some you're going to see in uniform, but I'm betting the people that can really bring an end if there's an issue, you'll never even see them until they're really needed.
Probably
so
right
let
there.
us go. Let us go to Cincinnati, Ohio, 513. Come on down. Cincinnati, Ohio. Aaron, 513. Come on down.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
First time listener, long time reader, and long time hoping. My question is for a brand new guy with it. Just curious how we go about getting 800 numbers. Is that going to be posted on one of the websites? Is there something to sign up for? And
well,
I'm new with that.
No, nobody really knows for sure. We've heard anywhere from there isn't going to be any 800 numbers. You're going to have to check, each specific bank for their 800 numbers to they're going to be supplied. Don't know. At this point, it's up in the air, and we really won't know until it goes down.
Okay.
Now, are you following me on Twitter?
I'm not. No, sir.
Well,
but,
you can go
I'm happy to.
You can go to the wingitcall.com, and on the home page, if you scroll down, it will show you how to follow me on Twitter.
Okay, I'll do that.
And the code word for when this goes down is depends.
Good enough. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Now we're going to, and this is not you, John, Oklahoma City, 405. Come on down.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to put out there, my mother called me quite upset because she received a wire from my sister, and it was a small wire. It was just $150, but she called the bank to see if she received it, and she said, yes, that you got it in your account, but the feds took $60 of it, and you're only going to get $90. And she said, what? Why is that? And she said she didn't know that they took $60 of her $150. So if you're wiring money to somebody, it costs to send it, but they're taking a lot of money for you to receive it.
I have not heard
that
one yet.
So everybody better think about before they wire any money out.
How did they do Western Union?
No, they wired it into her bank account. My sister works at a bank, and she just wired it right into her account, and they took $60 of her $150.
Well, thank you, ma'am, for that.
But if that was $200,000 or $500,000, you see my point?
Oh yeah, I understand.
I mean,
I definitely understand. Well, I'm so sorry for that.
Well, we're glad to find out before this happened because we're all invested, our whole family, and, things are going different. We don't know what's going to happen after this, so people better be aware before they start doing things and have full disclosure before and ask before they do anything,
Right. Do you have a question?
Nope, I just wanted you to know that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we're going out to, as soon as my screen catches up, we're going out to Sedona, Arizona, 928. Come on down.
It's right underneath.
Sedona, Arizona, that's you. That's you, 928. Come on down.
Oh, hi. This is Taylor again, and I just wanted to say that there's Bruce that does the veterans. I didn't know if you wanted that information for the other person that called in.
You can send it to my email address, please.
Okay. I sure will.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
David on the web. Come on down.
Yes, sir, Jerry. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I wanted to ask Art.
He's gone. Art's gone.
Oh, is he? Okay. How is he going to keep? He's got some kids and grandkids and stuff. So, and I'm sure you do too. So, how are you going to curtail the conversations that they have so they can't get to you? Or do you understand what I'm talking?
You mean, how do I?
You know, because they can. I mean, they're going to
hold on. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute, please. Sorry, I'm back. That was my financial planner. Could you say that again, please?
That's all right.
Oh, about the kids. Well, all my stuff is going in a trust.
Well, that's what I'm doing. And so, are you worried about what they say or not say? Because I want to give my kids some benefits and stuff. But I mean, I didn't want them to get killed or because they run their mouth or
Well, then you're going to have to figure out how to put the fear of God in them to make them understand.
Good luck with that one, Jerry.
Oh no, I have a scenario, and they will hate me for a couple of months after I implement it if they won't listen.
Okay, and then my other question is, after you give the code to PIN, and they don't give me an 800 number, so I can go to my bank, or I should just call the 800 number, and then they can give me where I go to call the 800 number for an appointment? Am I thinking right or not?
Yes, correct. If I don't, I will give you as much information as I can give you, but if all I can do is tweet out the code word in big capital letters, then you'll know that you need to start looking. But I'm pretty sure when this happens, it won't take long. Once it hits the web, it will be going through the dinar land like a dose of salts through a goose.
And we're looking at a 48-hour.
I'm thinking between now and Friday.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Hey man, I sure appreciate you because I follow you close because you're so solid though. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for that comment. The next one, come on, you stupid screen, it's a web caller, Trump Hant Corporation. Come on down.
How you doing, Jerry?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Listen, I've been in this for quite a while. I've had a wealth manager, private banker for a couple of years, just being in contact with her. And in the New York area, no one knows anything. I mean, I was on the phone with her today, and she told me that she has not heard anything regarding the investment. Nothing at all. There's no plans, nothing. And she's a wealth manager for 30 years. I'm not trying to throw water on it, but we haven't heard a thing in New York. And just thought I'd go back.
You're not high enough up the food chain. I mean, I hate to be so blunt, but your wealth manager isn't high enough up the food chain.
Okay.
All
I'm
right?
sure she won't mind being surprised. I certainly.
Sir, say that again.
I said I'm sure she won't mind being surprised because I certainly. And I want to thank you.
You know more what's going on than she does, and you're way ahead of the curve. So, won't she be surprised?
I appreciate the information. Thank you for the call.
You're welcome. Another web caller, MDS. Come on down. Web caller, MDS. Come on down. Hello. Going once. Going twice. MDS on the web. Goodbye. I'm not sure. Galesburg, is it Mississippi or Minnesota? 269, come on down.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Jerry. Hey, Jerry. Hey. Hey, about that wire transfer situation. I did a wire transfer before. I just want to let everyone know that there's usually a wire transfer fee from the sender to the receiver may both have them. So if I'm not mistaken, you might need to add in more to pay for the wire instead of like that lady that had $150. She may have had to put in more than that to cover the wire transfer fees. So I think that's all that was. So just to let people know that when they go in and do wire transfers to make sure they cover in the transfer any wire transfer fees for sending and receiving.
All right. Thank you, sir. Pastor, do your thing, please.
Father, we just thank you for all the great calls we've had, for this one especially. Thank you for Jerry Maguire, Lord, the service that he's given to you and to all these people. Thank you for Art, Lord, for all the service that he's given over the years, for all the intel and all the information he's shared. And thank you for every caller, Lord. Thank you that we pray they're the biggest blessing in their lives right now. And we thank you that you've called us all to the kingdom for such a time as this, that you've blessed us. This great wealth transfer is going to occur supernaturally and is already in the middle of happening. Father, we ask your blessing, your safety, your strength, your peace, and joy to be filled in every person listening to the sound of my voice, and the blessing of the Lord makes rich, and you add no sorrow to it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, everybody. Once again, thank you for making the call. It's been a great call. Hope it was enough information for you, because I don't think we're going to be here again. But if we are, so be it. You know, we have no other choice but to wait. But anyway, get your happy dance on, get your depends ready, and that is the end.